All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Mr. Gary Russell Jr., who took to the airwaves to talk about Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis. Also, the Gervonta Davis fight coming up. Let's talk about what Gary Russell Jr. had to say to Lamont Roach, which was some bad news, man. Stop crying. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite fighters. If you've been paying attention to this channel at all over the last 7-8 years, you will know that Gary Russell Jr. is one of my favorite fighters. I think he's one of the most avoided fighters that I've seen in boxing. One of the most highly skilled fighters, tremendous heart, excellent boxing mind. And he is in the process of preparing his brother, Gary Antoine Russell, for a fight against Andy Hiroka on the Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul undercard. Now, Gary Russell Jr. was asked a series of questions about not just about his brother and the fight coming up, but also about the situation that had occurred between Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis when they were fighting. I think that this is very relevant because Gary Russell Jr. is right now trying to get a fight with both of those guys. But before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much for what you do. It really makes a huge difference to the channel. But let's get into this because I think that Gary Russell Jr. is one of the best fighters in the world, a tremendously underrated fighter, but he has a excellent eye for the game, for the sport of boxing. So I was piqued, my interest was piqued when he gave out an interview talking about Gervonta Davis and talking about Lamont Roach. And in the particular interview, they went over what happened in the Gervonta Davis-Lamont Roach fight, where Gervonta Davis took a knee in the middle of a round because he was hit with a braid in his eye, and his eye started stinging. So, and this is a very well-known incident. He takes a knee. The referee lets him get up, does not give him a knockout counted. So basically listens to what Gervonta Davis says. He says he got hit in the eye and he kept it pushing, right? So a lot of people thought that Gervonta Davis should have been a 10-8 round and that Gervonta Davis should have lost that fight because of that. You also hear, and this is what I've experienced over the last bit of time since this fight happened, a bunch of people adding on and adding a lot of extra stuff to it and behaving as if Gervonta Davis was getting his behind whooped that entire fight and that it was some lopsided fight that Gervonta Davis wasn't close to winning and it was a robbery and all of that. If you listen to Gary Russell Jr. first talking about the knockdown and how it wasn't considered a knockdown, I agree with Gary Russell Jr. He said, look, Gervonta Davis wasn't hurt. He didn't get hit with a shot that caused him to get wobbled. He had something, a foreign object hit him in the eye, and he took a knee. And that's, hey, man, the referee called it like the referee saw it, and you keep it pushing. But it wasn't a situation where Gervonta Davis got clocked by Lamont Roach and he was hurt, and then he took a knee, and then he took a knee, and then after he took a knee, he decided to change his mind and say, no, I didn't really take a knee. It was because of this. That wasn't the case. So I'm 100% with Gary Russell Jr. on that. And one thing that I will say about Lamont Roach is that I hope Lamont Roach does not keep that in his situation in his mind too much and make it feel like, this was his real big moment and somebody had taken it away from him, because none of that stuff is promised. You don't know what is going to happen in a boxing match. And sometimes people make calls that aren't the best call. You may turn around and get a call that isn't the best call in your favor. Those kind of things work themselves out. But what I think Lamont Roach needs to do is what Lamont Roach eventually did do, which is just keep it pushing. He's going to 140 pounds to fight Isaac Cruz. That should be a fight that is going to have a lot of interest behind it, because these are guys that have both grown their name by fighting Gervonta Davis, and now they're out there in a match against each other. And I'm sure the fight is going to do very, very well. It's going to be an exciting fight. And then hopefully the winner, because Isaac Cruz also has a claim that he put in a good fight against Gervonta Davis and deserves a rematch. Hopefully those two guys can have a terrific, terrific fight, and it can add even more intrigue to an eventual fight with Gervonta Davis and a winner of those guys, man. So anyway, man, I've just been listening to Lamont Roach for a while now, and Lamont Roach is in a difficult position because, number one, he is a terrific fighter, and a lot of people did not appreciate how terrific a fighter he was going into that Gervonta Davis fight. So if I'm him, I still have a chip over my shoulder just because people don't think that I'm the level of fighter that I think I am. That doesn't mean, however, that you should fixate on one particular fighter and not move on with your career. Calvin Ford also said something, and that's the trainer to Gervonta Davis, said something akin to that when he was talking about Lamont, and said, look, and the other fighters that Gervonta Davis had fought. He's like, look at everybody that Gervonta Davis fights, from Jose Pedraza had a career after Gervonta Davis beat him. Isaac Cruz has had a great career after Gervonta Davis beat him or fought him. And you have Rolly Romero, who is up at 147 as a champion. All of these guys, after they fight Gervonta Davis, get a degree of stardom to their name, and they are wanted as opponents for other fighters. So the income is going to go up, and he's going to benefit from from the results of his labor, man, and that terrific fight that he had against Gervonta. And what he's going to have to do is just be patient, wait for Gervonta to get past Jake Paul. Hopefully the fight goes well with him and Isaac Cruz, and these guys can get back in the ring and get it on, because I do believe Lamont Roach deserves that rematch. The only problem is, look, when you got a guy that can earn $150 million for an exhibition, that guy is going to take that money for that exhibition, and he's going to have to come back around to you. The thing that I worry about with Gervonta Davis is almost like, how do you make that amount of money and then go back to making what he would consider to be a regular payday after having made all that money fighting Jake Paul? I think that's a problem that Terrence Crawford is having as well, because he's been in a fight where somebody's made $100 million. And he won that fight, so he wants to be the next $100 million man. I did video about that. That's going to be a hard situation for him to find somebody that's going to pay him that. But you know what it is. You get a little money, and hey, man, you start feeling like you get used to the money that you're making, But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.